Welcome to our 8 News Extra on the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life.
Relay for Life represents the hope that those lost to cancer will never be forgotten, that those fighting it will be supported, and that one day cancer will be eliminated. Now everyone's encouraged to take part in a Relay for Life event. There are more than 5,000 planned this year alone. Last year's events raised some $420 million. Groups of 8 to 15 people form a relay team who then camp out at a local track or stadium, park, or a fairground, then take turns walking, running, jogging, or skating around a track. The relay was originally created as a 24-hour event because cancer never sleeps, and someone who has it battles it 24 hours a day. Now they usually last about 12 to 18 hours. Since they began back in 1985, Relay for Life has raised more than $3 billion. Dr. Gordy Klatt is the one credited for starting the very first event. It was back in '85, as we said, in Tacoma, Washington. Dr. Klatt walked around a track out there for 24 hours, raising $27,000 for the American Cancer Society. Back here at home, a Relay for Life event took place at Randolph-Macon College. 8 News anchor Amy Lacey attended that event.
Every participant here at Randolph-Macon has a personal story about how cancer has affected his or her life. Here's one student's story about how she's fighting back.
He was a very good father.
Lindsay Walker talks about her dad. He died from brain cancer 2 years ago, but through memories, he's still very much alive. Walker and her friends formed a team to raise awareness and money for research and programs that help patients. She's now making it her mission to help because so many people hurt.
Mostly everyone has had somebody they know or themselves has been influenced with cancer.
Walker raised about $1,500 this year and already has plans to do even more for the Relay for Life event on campus next year. Walker remembers how her dad, even when he was very sick, made an effort to be in the stands cheering her on at sporting events.
Yay for Relay.
Yay for Relay! Woo! Now she says it's her turn.
Keep fighting for him, keep fighting for all those people that have been impacted by cancer.
In Ashland, Amy Lacey, 8 News.
Thanks, Amy. A local teenager's in the battle for his life tonight, and it's one he's been fighting for several years. Here's Jake X's story in his own words.
I was 9 years old. That was when I was diagnosed. My brain tumor was on the right side of my brain stem. They pretty much took it out. And then from there, I did chemo and radiation. It changed my outlook on everything because you can't be the same after you see other kids going through this. I work hard all up until Relay to try and raise as much money as I can. And then after that, I get to celebrate. It doesn't matter necessarily how much you give. The object of Relay is to remember those who have suffered from cancer. If you don't want to give, but you just want to be there, and to walk around the track and see the Luminaria ceremony, that is important too, to know that cancer's out there.
And thousands of people across the country act as Relay for Life volunteers every single year.
Tonight, 8 News reporter Nate Eaton explains why they serve.
I have a lot of people that have been close to me that have either lost their battle with cancer or are still struggling with cancer.
Relay for Life in Western Hanover hits close to home for Kelly West this year. She's walking in remembrance of her friend Liz Marks.
We had a trio at my church, and she recently lost her battle in June to breast cancer.
Kelly is one of 25 from her church who will participate. They'll each walk 30 minutes, all in an effort to raise money for cancer research.
This is my 11th relay.
Elizabeth Northcraft has been in every Western Hanover relay since 1998 when a coworker was diagnosed with liver cancer.
We promised him we would continue every year, and we have.
He passed away a year later, but that hasn't stopped Elizabeth, who believes Relay for Life is for everyone.
I don't think there's anybody that can say they don't have a family, friend, coworker, somebody who's had to deal with cancer.
And dealing with cancer can be tough, but Relay for Life works to make it a little easier by remembering those who are gone.
It's hard to watch, especially when Liz had it, and she always told us that we were her hope.
In Hanover, Nate Eaton, 8 News.
The Powhatan Relay for Life was started years ago by Sharon Pike, who you see here. Last year alone, the relay raised $189,000.
They hope to exceed that amount this year. Sharon ended up dying of cancer.
Powhatan is just a great community. Sharon Pike started that event out there. She was a pharmacist for the Powhatan Pharmacy, and she died of breast cancer. And this event truly gets together as a community in her honor.
The Powhatan Relay for Life is planned for May 29th at Powhatan Junior High School.
This year's theme is Knock Cancer Out of the Park. And progress is being made in the fight against cancer.
Back in 1946, 1 out of 4 cancer patients survived for more than 5 years. Today, 2 out of 3 patients are alive 5 years after being diagnosed.
And by the year 2015, the American Cancer Society hopes to double the number of lives that are saved.
Coming up in our 8 News Extra Relay for Life, we'll take a look at how a local company hopes you'll do more than just fill up your tank the next time you visit their gas stations. Also, the chance of developing invasive breast cancer at some time in a woman's life is about 1 in 8, or 12%.
I'm a 9-year breast cancer survivor. I was very young. Statistically, it was pretty odd that I did get breast cancer. I was 33. I had been to my first relay the year before I was diagnosed. After you've been diagnosed, it's a totally different feeling going to a Relay for Life, but it's a wonderful event. And that's what was so great for me, was going and meeting other cancer survivors. Once you've been through cancer and you get the support, you want to pass that on.
At this time, there are about 2.5 million breast cancer survivors here in the U.S. Stay with us.